hilarious Donald Trump impersonator at a Dutch TV show. So interested to see this. Tell me if you've seen this one before, what you think about it. Yeah, let's check it out.
Je hebt viral gaan en echt viral gaan. Dat laatste geldt voor het filmpje uit de uitzending van Zondag met Lubach, waarin Nederland zich voorstelt aan Donald Trump. Het filmpje is inmiddels tientallen miljoenen keren bekeken. Volgens sommige bronnen zelfs 50 miljoen keer. Het is ingesproken door de comedian Greg Shapiro en hij imiteert daarin natuurlijk de stem van Donald Trump. Greg, your voice has been heard by about... Yeah, we can applaud for that. Definitely.
Yeah, no.
Greg, your voice has been heard by approximately 50 million people worldwide.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's well, first,
Man, just tell me more about her. Is she Dutch or American? Like, she spoke Dutch and it sounded so Dutch, but then when she speaks English, it sounds almost American as well. Like, I've never heard that. So she really speaking like without any accent at all. Tell me more about the show itself. What show is this?
well, first, I have to give credit to the writers from Zondag met Lubach.
Of course.
And yeah, we know each other. They knew I was doing the show at Boom Chicago, and oh, they're doing a Trump thing, so can you come in? The first idea was, let's not read it too Trumpy. And then I tried it once with
Is that what Trumpy is in Dutch? Trumpig? That's actually quite an apt name. I'm surprised the media have not picked up on
with
that.
Full on as Trump as possible, and yeah.
Okay, that's quite good actually.
Yeah, that's probably better.
So you kind of grew into it organically and decided to go full on Trump?
Yeah, but the text was already perfect.
Perfect. Okay, credits given there. Still, when you're doing this, it's fun, it's hilarious. You never anticipate that 50 million people will be watching and hearing your voice, I assume.
It's nice that my family back in America are sharing this with me. Did you see this? It was on CNN. I'm yeah,
you're
Mom,
famous back home.
That's me. Yeah, it's really nice. And then they heard that I was going to be on the Jinek show. And
Greg, you're officially losing it. Can you when you're the voice in your head? We all have this voice in our head. Does it talk Trump to you?
It used to be George Bush for a while, and then Barack Obama was not so bad. But yeah, now my kids are already Papa.
Stop knocking off.
It's time to brush your teeth. It's time. It is time. We need to brush your teeth right now.
Okay, Greg, you're not the only person who got famous because of this.
That's actually quite a good impression, man. Even I like when you see these people doing Trump impersonations. Is if they can do the hands and the mannerisms, that it makes it even better. Actually, very good. Was this guy discovered on Dutch TV or something like this? And I think they mentioned two shows. I think one is her show maybe, and they mentioned something else. Tell me more about that. Was he found on this other show, then now he's just been interviewed on here?
Wouter Dekkers, u bent de directeur van Ponypark Slagharen, inmiddels wereldberoemd. Hoe voelt dat?
Ja, enorm leuk. We hebben gigantische dagen achter de rug. Juist in het jaar dat we eigenlijk de laatste keer alle ponies bij onze bungalows hebben. Waar we eigenlijk
de ponies gaan weg?
Ja, de ponies gaan op een gegeven moment weg bij ons. En dus dan gebeurt dit. Dus we wisten niet wat ons overkwam sinds maandag.
Wacht even. Time out. Waarom gaan de ponies weg?
Nou ja, wij hebben eigenlijk in de laatste jaren de focus op achtbanen, op het pretparkgedeelte van ons. We zijn er nu aan het bouwen, de Gold Rush. En dan opeens komt dit filmpje van het team van Lubach.
Maar
fantastisch.
Maar als vijfde, ik bedoel, dit is een reclamecampagne, daar kun je niet eens over beginnen te dromen. Dan kun je toch geen afscheid meer nemen van die ponies? Nu dat iedereen in de wereld weet dat jullie ponies hebben.
Ja, en toch gaat het gebeuren. En de oplettende kijker zal ook gezien hebben dat het niet eens onze ponies zijn die in het filmpje zijn. Dat is eigenlijk de ponies van Ponypark City in Colindorn. Dus dat was eigenlijk een
alternative ponies.
Alternative ponies, ja.
Maar dit is nog een vrij normaal en nuchter antwoord wat u geeft. Maar dit is natuurlijk helemaal te gek, toch? Dit is gekkenhuis.
Ja, dat hadden we niet beter kunnen verzinnen. We zijn nu dicht. Het is nu onze winterpauze. En dan toch zoveel aandacht voor het attractiepark Slagharen is fantastisch.
Begrijp ik, ja.
Je kan de kans dat Trump die tent wil overnemen. Dan maakt ze een
gouden
toren bij de ingang.
U krijgt een belletje. Trump wil op bezoek in Ponypark Slagharen. Speciale ontvangst?
Ten eerste iedereen bij ons welkom. De Gold Rush zal hij zeker aantrekkelijk vinden met het goud. Dus hij is van harte welkom.
Oké, heel erg bedankt. Greg, back to you.
Okay.
Trump is your newest impersonation. It's obviously taken over your brain.
Yeah, a little
to a
bit.
certain degree.
Yeah.
But you've been doing impersonations of American presidents for quite a while. You mentioned that it used to be
Yeah.
George W. Bush.
Sure.
Could you give us a little flavor of how that feels?
He was, George Bush is, a Texas kind of guy, and he also was, he wasn't the first mentally ill president, but he maybe was the first president with a little bit of mental something going on there. And he said things. I mean, this is a literal quote of, I don't trust the French because they don't have a word for entrepreneur.
Oh my God!
Yeah, right. That's the reaction you have as an American.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I'm just thinking about here is how this is like a bilingual TV show. I don't know if I've ever seen something where they've like interviewed one person in one language, another person in another language, and it is just the way it is. Is that common on Dutch TV for this sort of thing to happen? Is it live? It seems like a live show, but I'm imagining with the subtitles it must be pre-recorded and they have to put this over maybe for the Dutch audience. But I know that obviously a lot of people in Netherlands speak English. Tell me, is this like a normal thing for Dutch TV for it to be bilingual or in several languages?
We saw it earlier in the program, just a tidbit of it. My favorite president, Bill Clinton.
Okay. Yeah.
And is he still inside your head?
I mean, he's the explainer in chief, if you believe him or not anymore. Bill Clinton is someone who said, and it was a very wise statement during the campaign. He said, first of all, if you want to win Wisconsin and Michigan, maybe you should campaign once in Michigan. In Wisconsin or Michigan. But no, Bill Clinton said that even on the left wing in the liberal Democrats, we still have one remaining prejudice, which is a prejudice against anyone who doesn't agree with us. And that explains a lot of what is going on. Still a lot of my friends on Facebook tearing their hair out. How did this happen? And well, if you look a little bit out of your Facebook algorithm, you
would have noticed that slightly
red
sooner.
feed, blue
okay,
feed.
now I think this is like the ultimate for an impersonator. The orange leader.
Yeah.
The devil wears bronzer. The Donald has arrived.
Yeah.
When you're imitating him, I mean, maybe you can explain to us what attention
before.
do you pay to which details before you kind of get in?
Look at him.
Adam, where do you start?
Yeah. Eric also pointed out you have to do the tie really low. It's super, like hanging.
Over je gulp.
Yeah.
Oh, echt?
I don't know what this
That's
is.
you.
It's last time. I mean, thank goodness I've now made my own tutorial video. And it's my good friend Pep Rosenfeld. We've been making shows together since 2000 about the elections, and he said, you know what the thing is? If you look at Donald Trump, his eyes are never fully open and his mouth is never fully closed. It's never closed. And then, the way he speaks, because for a while Pep was doing the Trump accent, and he was like New York, and you'll see.
It's not New York.
No, he's so New Yorker, but he sounds like a California surfer. He's like,
right?
We're gonna go catch some rays, we're gonna go to the beach. We are gonna get so many waves, it's gonna be tubular. It's gonna be so gnarly. And and then
It sounds completely not like New York, and you've been doing it the whole time, though. It's because it's really a
you can't
hand
help but
thing.
do the hands,
Yeah,
exactly. And that is right. He will look into the camera and say, my hands, very big hands. I guarantee there's no problem down there. But his hands are telling a different story. He's like, no problem, but he's doing this one or this one. So it's like, I guarantee, no problem down there. But meanwhile, his hands are saying, peeny, peeny, teeny, teeny. And they just keep going back and forth from this and this.
Your hands are way too big.
I know, it's difficult
because he has
for
like
me to get away
miniature
with it.
hands. They're like
Did you see?
paws.
Hold up the big. I just signed this with my enormous signature. Anyway,
The miniature
tiny,
hand.
Teeny, tiny. And the reason we do that is because we know he hates it. I mean, it's...
It pisses him off. It's good to know that, like, when you're making fun of him, that it actually does affect him.
Yeah, in a way. And I wonder if I'll be allowed back into the country when I'm supposed to perform for the Dutch consulate for the King's Day.
You'll have to give us an update on that. But
And yeah, he starts off so many sentences as well. Word choice, very important. Yeah, pucker up. He'll start, you know, and this is how, and it's amazing to watch him, because he will start so many sentences, and by the end, and people say this all the time, and the media, they hate me for saying this, but everybody is wondering, how will he end? And we don't know how this sentence will end. And that's the thing. And that's how he will start every project. The wall will get half built, and then he'll do something else. He'll start a project. We are going to have a 20% raise on every import. And then also the people coming in. And Miss Universe, by the way. How is
he just, like,
Schwarzenegger
throws
doing
it all
these
in there
ratings?
to this
Yeah,
milkshake and doesn't really finish it. We have a part of a press conference.
I mean, that's a good observation as well. That is actually what happens. And I think this is like from the first time when Trump was in power, still talking about tariffs even at that point as well. Just things just don't change, do they? But that is how he talks. He just waffles a lot. He talks about one thing, goes on to the next thing, and it's just a bit all over the place. Maybe he's just trying to confuse the populace into supporting him. I don't know. Maybe he just loses his train of thought. But is that actually a good
That
observation?
he gave. Here he's reminiscing about his inauguration. Let's have a look.
It was almost raining. The rain should have scared him away, but God looked down and he said, we're not going to let it rain on your speech. In fact, when I first started, I said, oh no. First line, got hit by a couple of drops. And I said, oh, this is too bad, but we'll go right through it. But the truth is that it stopped immediately. It was amazing.
It was a wonder. It was a miracle, basically. And you see, I was there, and I said at one point, I waved my hand, and the rain parted for me, and it was like, I am not a religious man, but I do have an enormous Messiah complex, okay?
Yeah.
And there I was, and there were so many people, many more than you saw reported in the lying media, and there was not enough food for all the people. I put my hand on the loaves, and there were loaves and fishes for everybody there. And you don't get to see the legions of Egyptians that were chasing me behind me. And then as soon as I was done speaking,
Greg?
I
I'm
closed.
really worried about you now. Okay, man? You are losing it
The
big
Egyptians,
time.
they were flooded away.
Big time.
And they didn't show that.
I'm sure you're going to be enjoying the next 40 years. Thank you so much. Greg Shapiro is eating a...
I wonder what is like this Greg Shapiro's impression now. I'd love to see an up-to-date one. So Greg Shapiro, was he famous in Netherlands? Is he like an American that's famous in the Netherlands? Was he just in Netherlands for this show? I've never seen him before, but that's a very good impression. I've seen a few good ones, like the American comedian Shane Gillis does a very good one. But yeah, that one's pretty perfect. He's got all the mannerisms, the speech pattern, the sound, it's all down. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me more about this show as well. Like, what is this show? What's the concept of it? It seems quite interesting. Thanks.